Peace. In the name of Allah, I'm Aubrey Muhammad. I pray that everyone is well. Hempstead family, friends, and believers, welcome to my live session. This is just two updates. One is Mom's court eviction date meeting that is scheduled for November 28th. That's 1 month from now. It's 4 weeks from now. We'll be here. I'm in front of 99 Main Street. This is the Hempstead District Court. We'll be assembling here at 9 a.m. to show support for Mom. She really needs your support. You know, it's been some trying times, and we still haven't got the lawyer secured. We're going to need some more funds for that, and we do have some good participation. Participation is really boosting Mom's spirit, you know, and that boosts my spirit, man. It makes me feel good knowing that Mom's going through this and that she has support. Now, that's an adjournment. That was the adjournment date, and they're gonna have to, I don't know what the lawyer will ask of each other, but we're gonna need a professional lawyer, because the legal aid is not suffice. I'm sorry, they're not suffice. They were very pro Avalon. They was pro the owners of Avalon, pro them. They got a dog in the fight before it begins. They didn't believe that Avalon could put Mom through this intentional displacement, harassment, intimidation, without looking at any evidence. She didn't look at a shred of recent updated evidence of the obvious. I may even upload some links of this disturbing video. I don't know, I gotta wait. That's why I need the lawyer. We need a professional lawyer to see exactly what to do, you know? But right now we've raised $950, I believe. That's almost $1,000. That's an outstanding start. We appreciate you, all of you who contributed. We had a big donation from my brother, a beautiful brother, legendary Jamel Shabazz. We appreciate you, brother, especially Mom, that lit her up, showing that early support. And we'll need some more just for the lawyers to secure a professional lawyer. Because you're coming up against corporations. These corporations always win. You know, who do they lose against? They lose against like class action suits, you know? That's greedy lawyers. I don't even like lawyers, man. I've been doing work in this community since '97, really the late '80s. I got involved. Let me point you down the street behind you here. You know, that's Main Street, the block that I'm on, that I've usually been on for years, right before the pandemic hit. I had to lighten up during the pandemic because, you know, I was hugging and greeting people and stuff. That was too much interaction with people. Let me get some more light on me. There's some good light here. Because it's a beautiful day, nice and cool and stuff in the shade. You know, so I've been active in the community, and things in the biggest opposition you have is a corporation. A huge corporation like Avalon, their lawyers are professional. And the only time you defeat corporations is like class action suits, where a whole bunch of people been robbed, you know, or taken advantage of, a scheme, and they all get together, and it ain't the goodwill of the lawyers. It's that it's a whole bunch of people who has gotten momentum. And these lawyers, ambulance chasers, they get on board and they say, oh, we can get a bag. We can get some money. Then those lawyers come and help. Unless it's a national case that gets attention and they can help their portfolio. That's the way it is. I've been on this block for over 2 decades in the community, helping, not asking for anything. I would offer a final call. Most of the time, it was $1 2 decades ago, then it went up to $2. If folks didn't have the money, I just wouldn't ask for the money. I would give it away. Sometimes if people ask me for something, I'll give them a little something, whatever I had. I'm a low-income man. I'm a poor, righteous teacher, but I'm wealthy with knowledge, wisdom, understanding. That's power. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. That's supreme power, accepting your own and being yourself. But when motivated by profit, it's no accident that profit is a synonym of what? Profit. The prophets. What does this world do? They kill the prophets. those that predict what will happen due to the consequences of rejecting Allah. Almighty God, Allah is for real. So come on out and support Mom. And I have the petition. Sign it. Sign your name. I don't think, and I put it on my website. Please share it with your other friends to at least sign the petition or make your presence known, especially coming here on the 28th. She needs a big presence. That presence is more important than the lawyer. The community presence is more important than the lawyer, because it shows concern, that people are concerned about us. And we should have a genuine concern. That's our golden key. That's our golden card. That's our value. A genuine concern. Being counterfeit, fake, ulterior motives, that kills your reputation. All we have is our reputation. That's our exchange value, that people trust, but they trust us. So, sign a petition. If you can give a donation, it'd be highly appreciated. We need at least 5 G's for a lawyer, a sufficient lawyer. I believe that was it. Or if someone knows a pro bono lawyer who would do it pro bono, that'd be outstanding, even more. Because the legal aid, Nassau Suffolk Legal, and the Legal Aid Society do not represent us fully, man. They just go through the motions. They didn't even see evidence and made a conclusion. So please come out November 28th and 9 a.m. This is 99 Main Street. This is Nassau District Court. You can't miss it. It's at the corner of Jackson and Main Street. Now, and be mindful, I pointed this out before, those parking meters are 2 hours. That court session ain't necessarily going to start at 9:30, 10:30. They may see you whenever. And being that they fix things against my moms, against me, fix things against me. They did it to us last time here. We took them into small claims court just to get them in court. But she didn't have the lawyer. She wanted to get them in the system and saying, look at this neglect and this abuse. So we need to support November 28th, 9 a.m. Please support her. Now, update 2. Update 2 is, and I'll put the link to the petition and GoFundMe under this video after I repost it in about 2 hours. Now, update 2, the community meeting that was scheduled at Brierly Park Wednesday. It was a farce. That was at Brierly Park, 7 p.m. It was a community meeting hosted by the village to inform Hempstead residents of the plan to convert Hempstead, which is a racially devitalized black suburb, into a college yuppie city. And you know what that means. That means having it reflect like Garden City and Rockville Center without that reflection on us, cultivating us to enhance our lives, increasing our incomes. None of that will happen. We'll be further displaced. That meeting was scheduled for Wednesday. It had a lot of momentum. It was canceled. As usual, I warned y'all at the African American Museum where we were muzzled. We were muzzled. That's horrible. Only wicked, conniving, plotting people muzzle and censor. When you got something to hide. What you hiding? You're hiding your dirty hand that's controlling you. Waylon Hobbs and the village board. These developers and these planners. These planners been planning to keep us a permanent underclass through overtaxation, over-policing, and specifically the most deadly stuff that blocks generational wealth, nomadism. They've made us into nomads. That's horrible. Nomad, you ain't settled down. You don't have no place. You know how that is? That's to be the working homeless. You don't have establishments. You don't have settlements. You don't have institutions to protect you and provide resources for you, to provide counsel. And they do that intentionally. They've been doing it 100 years. When we had them all black towns, we decided 100 years ago, we got to get away from these Caucasians. They are hostile, diabolical, and wicked as hell. They proved themselves. how diabolical they've been for centuries. Built the country off of our labor, our talent, and our creative force, power, and energy, while stripping us of our spirit and corrupting our souls. The Caucasian rulers of this country are corrupters of soul. They are world corrupters. They corrupt everything they touch. That's sad. So we got out from them. And them all black towns, they raised them, murdered us, lynched us, ran us out, took our belongings, burnt everything we had. There were hundreds of those all black towns. And we were more prosperous and thriving than the local Caucasian communities. And out of envy, and them planning to keep us a permanent underclass. They burned them down, hundreds of them. There were 60 major ones. And the most famous ones were T-Town, Black Wall Street, Durham, North Carolina, even Los Angeles. Did you know that? And Rosewood. Go watch John Singleton's movie Rosewood. It breaks it down, and that was a microcosm of the bigger Black Wall Street we had. And the reason this cycle continues is because we don't educate our people. This is not being taught. I didn't learn this in school. I learned this going down the, let me show you down here to Main Street again. Going down to up the street there was Brother Patrick's, right, bestseller bookstore. He used to sell my cookbook in there. Brother Patrick Williams, I believe his name was, with his beautiful daughters and stuff. He was in that bookstore, black bookstore, and he had videotapes. And that's when I watched Black Wall Street. It was I think it was a Tony Brown production. Tony Brown had black news. They got rid of all that black stuff, man. Remember we had black TV in New York on Sundays? And then BLS. Minister Farrakhan would come on. Every Sunday, all black New York tuned in, 5 o'clock in the morning. Remember that? I think it was right before Hal Jackson or after Hal Jackson. That was a given. We all enjoyed that Sunday. Gil Noble, Like It Is. New York Black TV. And they've taken everything. Now we have specialized social media conscience people on YouTube and Twitter. And we're lucky to have that. And you see how they've been blocking our giants. They blocked Minister Farrakhan on Instagram and YouTube. They banned them. And luckily on Twitter, Elon Musk, at least he's going to, a billionaire shouldn't be controlling that. But anyway, at least he's going to protect a lot of free speech. And that's what we need. People need to hear and judge for themselves instead of being spoon-fed simple things. So that's why at Brierly Park, they canceled the meeting Wednesday. See, that's to kill your spirit. We had enthusiasm. We want to know. Explain to us what's going on. Because the last meeting, I think it was like October 4th, something like that, at the African American Museum, we were treated like kindergartens. It was a Waylon Hobbs PowerPoint presentation of the same PowerPoint presentation he had at Kennedy Park where we raised all them questions. And he threatened to shut us down. And we raised a lot of questions and stuff. So they hide truth. They hide valuable information to where we can make an intelligent decision. You can't make an intelligent decision off of controlled information, filtered information. We need it raw. We don't need to filter. Give it to us raw. At Kennedy Park, we raised a lot of issues, and he had to answer, and he couldn't answer them. He stumbled and he fumbled. Especially when Randy got on him. He started condemning the school board. Oh, y'all have this lack of performance. The school board is horrible. They just judge the school board by attendance. That's not no measurement. What are their cultures? What are their civic duty to come back into the community, to help develop the community? And civics, how are they doing in math and science? They're the lowest in Nassau County. Hempstead is some of the lowest. How are the Native Black American students doing? A lot of them are ambitious Latino students. 8,000 students in Hempstead School District. And we aren't cultivating them. We're just giving them enough information to make us another generation of laborers and consumers. That's our flaw. Because they just give us little information. We need it all. We need a comprehensive, targeted cultural nationalistic one, a militant one with some spirit, something that relates to us, that reflects the best of our culture, not just serving some corporation. That's not the aim and goal of us. We get stressed the hell out in them corporations with microaggressions. Microaggressions is doing things without saying you racist. You had a job corporation, you next in line for something, they give it to their friend. They give it to another white person. It's called a glass ceiling. That term, that came from how they treated us. You know, we get in the corporation, and all of a sudden, everybody else social climb, everybody job, task climbs, title climbs, new titles, and we seem to get skipped over when we know we have the talent to do better than some of these kluts they have managing us at them jobs. That give us a hell of a stress because they ain't incompetent, and we know we're more brilliant and smart than them, but these people are managing us because they have the complexion for acceptance, and that's whiteness. Even if you're a white-minded black person, you get privilege over that. So why isn't this culture being reflected here? Why aren't we have aims and goals and agendas laid out for us to develop our culture, to enhance our living, increase our incomes, and entrepreneurialism, ownership? They just give us, wait for a job, wait for the new city to be built, and you'll be glad to get your space. No, they have a few reserved slots for a select few. That's why, for a select few of stooges and sellouts who will go by whatever those planners want. And the key in that agreement, that massive development agreement, especially in the Brownfield study that Waylon Hobbs was touting so much, was in 301, where they just say outright that the village board must do whatever those planners force them to do to build the city, to gentrify Hempstead, racistly gentrify Hempstead into a college yuppie city, where they will further displace thousands more of us. Right in that Brownsfield contract, it says the village board must assist those planners and developers to do it. That's insane. They've given away all these parking lots. This to be going too. The yuppies, they don't want no district courthouse here. They don't want this kind of clientele. That's why traffic court left months ago. 16 Cooper traffic court. It left. And this was a bad deal. These government buildings here, this is a bad deal. They don't pay taxes. No government entities pay hardly any property taxes. This is the incorporated village of Hempstead. That was court, town hall. That's the town of Hempstead. Town hall right up the street, 100 Washington Street. Let me give you a little flip of that. I don't like how this lighting gets when I get down here. Okay, it's all right. Yeah, okay, it's all right. Town hall. That's right, man. That's Prospect School. Town hall's next to it. And you see Prospect School? At the end of the, well, you saw it. The end of the block down there. Prospect School, right next to that is Town Hall. That's the town of Hempstead. They don't pay property taxes. Their whole deal, their whole, what you call that? Proposal, the thing that got them in, the deal to say, let us come in the village, it'll benefit you. Don't let us pay property taxes. Well, that will employ you. You get so many jobs. 90% of government employees in the village of Hempstead are outsiders. 90%, no, it's 84%. Like 84%. Even in the village of Hempstead. The village of Hempstead employees. The village of Hempstead employees is like 400-something employees now, I think. It has dwindled. District, these courts, these bailiffs, these security, all of these employees in this building, 84% of them don't live in Hempstead. It doesn't benefit us with employment. And you hardly see us in here. And their deal was, well, when people come here, they're going to support the local businesses. You have displaced thousands of Native Black Americans in this village. Let me turn my back here. Look at the small businesses here. All right, we got the barbershop. That's a black-owned barbershop. And I'll be going in there tomorrow. I'll do a live called Talking Shop in the barbershop. I'll be in there tomorrow. Yeah, Genesis right there. I'll be in there tomorrow. And they say, well, the people that come to court, they're going to spend money on these shops and restaurants and stuff. We don't own this stuff. People from Hempstead mainly don't own. We used to own a lot before they started racistly devitalizing us. racist devitalization came about from overtaxation. Us paying the property. Let me get back to my light here. It came from us paying the property taxes of wealthy, mainly wealthy outside apartment owners. They weren't paying their property taxes. You see how this worked? This is how they suck the economic blood out of the community. Them valuable property taxes we supposed to take and use for investment. We supposed to take to use to build businesses, you know, to improve your home, to increase the value of your home, to hook up your yard and everything. You see how that works? If you ain't got no money to spend on nothing or invest in a business, you rely on others. And why is this done? Because we trust these politicians. That's why they canceled that meeting at Brierly Park Wednesday. Because a lot of people were going to come involved to come and get informed. They wanted to get informed and raise questions. So they fizzle away that spirit and they take away your energy by canceling. And that's going to diminish it. But we got to keep our ears and eyes open for the next meeting if it's done. Because then the next meetings after that, I believe, was simply these stooge 10 committee members who are going to sell us the idea of whether Hempstead should remain a devitalized suburb or city, a college Yuppie City. And 2 of them already spoke up. 2 of them showed their bias at Kennedy Park. I said it should be a city. They showed outright, it should be a city. And how they were Mayor Waylon Hobbs stooges. They're just cheerleading him. That's terrible. He chose it. He chose those 10 people from those of you who submitted your resume. Then people were asked questions. At the African American Museum, he muzzled us. He said, you can only ask a question if you write it on this 3x5 card with this little tiny pencil. Isn't that something? And then he answered the question and he lied. And then when someone challenged him, oh, wait, that don't sound right. Could you clarify that? He shut you up, muzzle you. Sit down, shut up. That's a tyrant and a coward. That's what a rapist do. And what do a rapist do when they rape a child or they're evicted? They muzzle their mouth. Tell them keep it secret. You'll get in trouble. They are economically and spiritually raping this village with that overtaxation and the censorship. And how do we treat a rapist? You kill his ass. That's what you do to a rapist. Allahu Akbar. So without these resources, for us developing ourselves, it devitalized, we move out. We suffer in silence. Black America, Native Black America, we suffer too much in silence, man. We got this ego because we show out a lot. We like to brag. Not as intensely as immigrants. Immigrants got a lot of that bragging in them. They brag to their friends, oh, come to America, look what I got, look what I got. You come from your social climate. So you come and you brag about what you have, your new lifestyle, how you got in the house, how you got a car, you got this, you got that. These materialistic the suits and stuff. You see, who's it, Hugo Boss, I think, something like that? Come on, man. The latest designer. That stuff is way overpriced anyway. He just proved that. He was going to lower the price of his gear. Or some of it. And I forgot the other basketball player. Marvel, I forgot his name. Marvel, he was coming out with decent price sneakers that reflect the true cost of production. Just got rid of a lot of overhead. So when we don't have resources, we can't develop ourselves. And they know this. And they know we have been fleeced. And now let me get back to the point of these government buildings not paying property taxes. Oh, say it's jobs and clients are coming. This is court. This is criminal court. This is landlord-tenant court. This is small claims court. That was traffic court down there. 16 Cooper was traffic court. Now, and that was racist. A lot of those traffic tickets and these parking meters. It's a scam. That's why they're only 2 hours. They want to give you when it expires, they give you the ticket. That's the revenue. It's a sick game. Now, when you go to court, you trying to fight it, especially if you've been speeding and stuff and had violations, got the boot on your car and they towed it, you're trying to get it out or whatever charge you got. when you leave in court, now who is in shopping mode? Who is in shopping mode and restaurant mode when you're coming out of court, criminal court? You facing jail. You facing fees, fines, and they love fining us. It's a sick game we got to stop. Traffic court. I paid $1,000 one year in tickets. Yes. And the police were hounding me. I was recording the police. Hounding me in traffic. One was at JFK, and one was right over here on Stewart Avenue. And that police, Martucci, right on that courthouse, it was 16 Cooper. That was Martucci, that Nassau. Let me turn this towards me. Okay. That was Martucci lied. And he said on Stewart Avenue, I was going to emergency. I had my lights on. I had the video recording of him on my Samsung tablet that he was hovering around me. You know, so I started recording him to make sure he doesn't hit me or run me. Why is he hovering around me? And then he gave me a ticket for that. He said, I can give you a ticket. And he warned me. He said, I can give you a ticket for recording me with that tablet. And I said, so, he thought it was going to punk me. He thought it was going to punk me. So I said, do what you got to do. So he gave me the ticket. And in court, he lied. And I was the first one in traffic court. They waited to that entire courthouse, the courthouse, cleared out. They had me last, like Jesus. Tried him in the midnight hour. Who holds a trial in the midnight hour? They held me for last. And the judge, whoever that person was, I don't know who the cop's representative, what do you call that, prosecutor? It wasn't his attorney, I guess it was a prosecutor. The prosecutor said, can I close the door, Your Honor? And I said, that's strange. I said, why is he closing the door? Nobody's here. Because they're going to try me unjustly. And after he closed the door, I didn't have a lawyer. So I was just coming to try to beat the ticket, to show the little evidence that, look, this is the guy, he was hounding me. I'll record for my safety. Because he was coming up towards the intersection near the Bola gas station. So after that prosecutor closed the door and sat down, I turned to the judge. I said, Your Honor, can I open the door? And he said, so I'm going to open the door. When I opened the door, I left it open, and I took the door stop and I jammed it in there so he wouldn't close it back. I did that in court. And here, when my moms came in the small claims court, we came in a small claims court to put in a claim against soundproofing her apartment, against the maniacs in apartment 518 that caused that excessive noise, pounding. Dogs, 2 pit bulls, fighting, wrestling, and they're abusing pit bulls. My mom's heard them pit bulls crying and yelping one time. 2 pit bulls wrestling and pounding. Can you imagine that? 2 pit bulls wrestling and fighting on their floor. That's the latest tenants up there. That's what the Avalon owners permit and don't do anything about. They enable them. Give them a free card. Go ahead, do what you want to do to them. Because they allegedly pay them or whatever deal they got with these people to displace other people. I've witnessed these people myself. All of these different people with equipment cases and stuff. Well, let me get back off that now. But it's rigged and it's fixed. These courts, they don't benefit us. We do not benefit from this. You come out of this courthouse and traffic court is gone. But that's how they had it set up. You ain't spending no money here. So we got to change things around. Who's discussing this? Who's sitting down saying, look, let's plan to enhance our community. Let's plan to enhance our income. Let's cultivate. Let's get our people. It's homeless out here, man. Look down the street back here. You can see some of our people hanging out, addicted, over there by the deli, over there by the train station. Where is that? Can you see this here? Yeah, I just went past it. Well, you can't see anybody personally, but right back there, over by that deli. That's how people are suffering and in pain. They're in mental and social pain. Sorry, y'all. Let me put the camera back. Yeah, they're in mental and social pain. And our people do not need to be swept under the rug. That's what Mayor Waylon Hobbs did. It was a group feeding people food over there. I think it was on Sundays by the train station. He didn't like the optics because they want to build this yuppie city. So they don't want to show charity. They don't want to show goodwill. They don't want to show you looking out for each other. The homeless, showing good towards them. because there's more profit for them to incarcerate us. This is why they invest in jails, they're privatizing jails and everything. In Nassau County, they just expanded it since the 80s. And they took them people feeding the homeless and put them over near the empty parking ramp in front of traffic court, which they closed the parking ramp as a prelude before traffic court. See how they do this stuff behind the scenes? They do it quietly. And that's the worst poison and toxin, a quiet death. When you slowly, over time, get people conditioned and get comfortable living how you live, not caring, thinking your job is going to be there, the supermarket's going to be there, the inflation, they raise the prices of everything, making it hard on you. Some of y'all losing your jobs like that. You're losing your homes. We've lost our homes by the thousands. We have lost our homes by the thousands in Hempstead over the last 20 years by racist devitalization, all planned and supported and endorsed by that village board, because they don't care, you know? Especially Waylon Hobbs, he got that attitude. He don't even like poor black people, suffering black people. They're like a stain to him. They're like roaches to him. You spray them with roach spray, get them out the way. You don't want to deal with them. That's why he has no agenda for them to specifically solve that problem. We have to specifically solve the problems we have in front of us. We need an agenda. It's a problem, let's address it. Put it on the table. Produce tangibles. Take our resources. They bless these outsiders with over $20 million a year of tax breaks. They supposed to pay a tax. These 84% of these outsiders that come in, government employees who are outsiders of Hempstead, are supposed to pay a commuter tax coming in. They get gifted. These weak people, scared people, frightened people, you know, poor self-image people with inferiority complexes, they love impressing others. We love impressing others. I'm exceptional. I'm not like that homeless man. I'm not like that thief. I'm not like him. I'm better than him. Always trying to get approval from your master. Almighty God Allah is the supreme master. And that is the only force and energy we submit to. And as we couple that energy, that's what we build on. We build on the best part. Caucasians in this country who rule this country, who established this country, stole the land, stole us to build the land, and then mock us for asking for something, for justice, reparation. We're going to get reparations, or else. This is a lesson for us not to build our civilization with the same arrogance, the same white supremacy that I'm better than you. Almighty God Allah is present in all of us. We have to see Him in others and treat them accordingly, and that's what will come out of us. How you see people is how you treat them, and how you treat them is often how they become. Are we doing the best? We got to do it. All right, family, y'all. It's 5:38. It's getting cold. It's beautiful outdoor. I love this weather. If I was in the sun, I would be doing a lot better. But there's a big, like 4-story courthouse. And I love the fall weather with the trees when they change color, the leaves when they change color like this. The orange, the red, the beiges. And it's still that green in there. And we don't have enough trees around here. They've scalped Hempstead. It's a desert. All right, family. I leave you as I pray that your Sunday is well. I love you. I pray that you grow. And I pray that we excel. As I see a brother I got to greet over here. In 1 second. And I pray that we grow, excel, we strengthen ourselves, we come into the knowledge. Let's get that next community meeting that was canceled at Brierly Park. Let's get that rescheduled and make sure we attend. All right? I love you, family, and I pray that we bring the best out of each other, because we are the best. We are supreme, original man. Come on, black man and black woman. We have to be ourselves. I leave you as I greeted you in the ancient Arabic words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Peace unto you. Have a great day, family.